We're here. Bitcoin mania has started. Bitcoin has just crossed 46,800. We are on fire right now with Bitcoin because the ETFs are knocking on the door. It is time. Michal Saylor is saying that the US dollar is going to be backed by Bitcoin. I'm going to go over what these institutions are going to be charging. But for the first time in history, retail is in before the institutions. Are you ready to make some money? I hope this week goes as planned because it is going to be insane for the crypto market. Let's go ahead and talk about this. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of buzz going around right now. I'm Crypto Sensei. If you have not seen this channel before, welcome. I do all kinds of different information around the crypto space. Let's go ahead and talk about this Bitcoin mania. Please and subscribe if you are not subscribed to the channel already. I really appreciate it. We're trying to grow this year to 40,000 subscribers.
David, yeah, that is the question. A Bitcoin ETF, it's now widely expected to get the green light. There's two sources close to the process. It's looking like Wednesday, which is also the deadline for Cathie Wood's ARK and 21 shares bid. Then I'm told potential trading would happen Thursday or Friday, but it has been a moving target here on dates. The SEC is expected to approve a handful of applications at once. Those sponsors filing even more paperwork this morning, where we are starting to get a sense of war emerging. There are 13 applications out there.
And we're going to talk about that price war here in just a second. So check this out. So this is from DGen News. Breaking: Grayscale spot Bitcoin ETF approved to, if approved, to be 1.5% versus BlackRock's 0.3%, and then 0.2 for 12 months, or up to 5 billion. Invesco and Galaxy is 0.59% for 0% for 6 months, right? So these are just like credit cards, right? They give you that initial great rate of 0% or whatever it is for 6 months. And then you need to figure out what is the percentage after that. So read the fine print, understand what happens after these grace periods are over, because they're here to make money. That is the reason they're doing this. They're not doing this to help out you and me in our crypto bags. Institutions are here to make dollar bills. At the end of the day, that's what keeps all of those people employed at that business, and they want their share of it. So understand that these numbers are going to change, but it does feel like a race to the bottom to find the lowest entry point if you are going to participate in some of these ETFs. So here is the updated list, okay? And as you can see, you have Grayscale, ARK, iShares, Bitcoin Trust, Bitwise, Vanek, WisdomTree, Invesco, Fidelity, Valkyrie, Hashdex, Franklin, and there's going to be more to come. As you can see, most of these, the fees are pretty low, but it is a race to the bottom. It does look like Vanek here at Bitcoin Trust at 0.25, and then you even have Bitwise here at 0% to 0.24%, which is insane for 6 months and $1 billion. Man, it's getting exciting. And so you're seeing more and more narrative being built up in the regular news, right? You're not seeing it talked about anything else but Bitcoin, right? The distraction is in. It's here to stay.
Crypto investors waiting with bated breath for approval of the Bitcoin
ETF.
Will it happen? And perhaps will it happen as soon as this week? Kate Rooney, that's the question.
Hey, David, yeah, that is the question. A Bitcoin ETF, it's now widely expected to get the green emerging. There are 13 applications out there with different fees. Some are starting at 0 and then rising once the fund hits a certain size. So BlackRock, for example, plans to start at 0.2% and then go to 0.3%. Fidelity at 0.39%. Grayscale looking like the highest here, 1.5%. This one's worth watching, guys. It's looking to convert an already publicly traded Bitcoin Trust, GBTC.
Understand this, the Grayscale, the trust, has 620,000 Bitcoin in it. If it gets converted over from the trust to an ETF, that Bitcoin will become live where it can be sold. So understand, it could be a major sell the news event if it does happen. That is a lot of people sitting on all of that Bitcoin saying, hey, this is looking pretty juicy. Maybe they're not here for 100K or 200K or wherever Bitcoin is going to be in 5 to 10 years. Maybe they're looking to take some profit now. Some of these people were buying in at the bottom at steep discounts in this trust. Be careful. There could be some major market moves with Bitcoin.
Into an ETF, so known as an uplist. With 27 billion roughly under management, GBTC would become one of the largest commodity-based ETFs if it is approved. The fund used to trade at a steep premium to Bitcoin, but then you've seen it switch, and it's been trading at a pretty steep discount in the past year or so, as much as 45% last year. That has narrowed to about 5%. So if that fund converts into an ETF, the discount essentially disappears overnight, starts trading at the price of Bitcoin. Some are taking that as an arbitrage trade, an opportunity there. Crypto prices have shot up in anticipation of this approval. Some are cautious, though, including Cathie Wood, who's among those taking profits when it comes to Coinbase ahead of any news here.
All right. The reason Coinbase is doing so well, guys, is because it's the custodian for 8 or 9 of these ETFs. Coinbase is a major deal. And then how much Bitcoin does the US government have? It turns out they've got about $5.4 billion worth of Bitcoin. And how do they have this Bitcoin? If you remember stuff like the Silk Road, which was an illegal underground thing where you could buy all kinds of different stuff, they got a lot of stuff from people and scammers and all kinds of different things. But they're one of the biggest holders of Bitcoin, 120,000 Bitcoin.
120,000 Bitcoin, which at the time was worth approximately $71 million. Today, the value of that Bitcoin has grown to over 4.5 billion.
All right, so my question is, are they going to keep holding it or are they going to sell it? That's really what you need to understand. If I was the US government, maybe I'd hold on to it for another couple of years, right? You put money into infinity anyways. Why not turn 5 billion into 20 or 30 billion? It'll happen eventually as more value, as more people wake up and they want to get into this asset class. Let's see what the former chairman of the SEC thinks about Bitcoin. Let's check.
Is the SEC going to sign off on a Bitcoin ETF, you think?
I think approval is inevitable.
Imminently?
And I think that there's nothing left to decide.
Oh.
And I credit the SEC for where they are. Where are we? We're comfortable with the disclosure. Joe just went through the cost of investing in a Bitcoin ETF. People need to know what the cost of doing it is. They need to know about the underlying Bitcoin market. Is the Bitcoin underlying trading market something that is what I would say is robust enough, efficacious enough, where you can rely on it? It is much better today than it was 5 years ago. 5 years ago, there was watch sales, there was laddering, there was all sorts of things that you wouldn't want to make available to the general public because of that risk. And the last thing, I think this is missed, is the technology to actually provide the product. The custodying, the create, the redeem. This is a big step, not just for Bitcoin, but for finance generally. If you can digitize, tokenize underlying assets and trade that way, that's a potential significant change across finance.
And this is where a lot of value is going to come from. It's not going to come from retail investors. It's going to come from tokenizing already existing assets. And that is where people that hold stuff like XRP and XLM and Algorand, right? When you're tokenizing assets and bringing them on chain, you're tokenizing trillions and trillions of dollars. That is going to help out that ecosystem wherever that value is brought into. And that is really what I'm waiting for as a holder of those assets.
Not just in the crypto space.
But you think Bitcoin ETF approval is coming and imminent?
Yeah, I do.
Eminent.
I could be wrong, but that's what I think.
Wrong with the Ripple case, right?
It matters. Former SEC chairman.
I don't like what's...
Your opinion matters. Okay, that was a stroke. Anyways, multinational bank Standard Chartered calling for 50 billion to 100 billion of inflows into the spot Bitcoin ETF in 2024, guys. This will help us out. Let's read just the highlights here. The US is expected to approve the spot Bitcoin ETF. Eminently, ETF approval could create significant BTC price upside based on historical experience of gold ETPs. We've seen the price gains materializing faster for Bitcoin than for gold as BTC ETF market matures more quickly. We look for $50 billion to 100 billion in inflows into Bitcoin 2024, opening up the potential for Bitcoin to reach $200,000 per Bitcoin, which would be insane. Think of what your altcoins are going to be worth if Bitcoin's worth 200,000, right? A lot. And that's really what I'm here to do. So here's Michal Saylor. I personally don't have love for Michal Saylor. I think some of the stuff that comes out of his mouth is bullshit, but he is out here cheerleading on Fox News for the digital asset space, but he's also cheering on his bags, right? A lot of people in certain circles thought he was crazy when he put all of his money into Bitcoin, and he's up, I think, $3 billion now from his investment. Is he crazy? Maybe a little bit, but he is a crazy rich person at the end of the day. That's all that matters. But listen to what is going on Fox News. Fox News is one of the biggest news organizations, Republican side news organizations in the United States, and it's watched worldwide. I know I've gone on many trips and I've gone into hotels. Last time I was in China and I was in, I think it was Hong Kong. Fox News was actually playing on when I went into the hotel. I've been to Mexico, Fox News. So Fox News is seen around the world. And this is a good thing that people are seeing that crypto is coming into the light, coming into the mainstream, and that is going to help me and you substantially.
And there's every indication that nation states are embracing it. Jerome Powell says it's a digital asset. Christina Lagarde says it's a digital asset. The head of the SEC taught a class on it. I think that people understand it's not a threat to the dollar, by the way. What's going to happen is the US dollar is going to be the world reserve currency, and it's going to run on billions and billions of mobile devices. And the digital asset that underlies that currency is going to be Bitcoin.
Wow.
Okay, I'm going to call bullshit on that. Reason is that banks cannot use Bitcoin to send payments, right? They're not going to underline the financial system with an asset that banks can't send to and from to each other. It's just not going to happen. There's no AML, anti-money laundering. There's no KYC, know your customer, right? Sanctions checks. There's a lot of things that don't happen with Bitcoin transactions. So he's fluffing it really hard right here. I will delete my YouTube channel if the US dollar is backed by Bitcoin. I will just go away if that's the case, because I do not believe Bitcoin is that asset. I do think something like XRP can be that asset because of all of the central banks that are using it. It has all of those things that I mentioned, AML, KYC, sanction checks. That is important. That has to be there. And Bitcoin doesn't have that. But you are having big people like Sean Hannity talking about crypto now. And let me finish this clip.
I will tell you, my friends got me addicted. I'm a student. I'm learning. I'm still on the first chapter of Cryptocurrency for Dummies. But I can't read enough of it. I love reading your stuff, and we appreciate you sharing it with us. Thank you.
So it's good that this is going on in the news, though, because there's a lot of people that are watching this, right? People that maybe are in the age of 40, 50, 60, 70 years old that have never bought cryptocurrency ever, but they're listening to their favorite television host talking about how he's excited about cryptocurrency, and they might actually want to participate in the digital asset space. And this is really where a lot of this money will come from. The boomer market is where a lot of money will come from. Breaking: some Bitcoin ETFs are likely to be approved on Wednesday, with trading beginning by Friday, according to CNBC. Crypto markets have added nearly $600 billion in market cap since September in 2023. Anticipation of this, that's a 60% jump in the total crypto market. Man, if you were in Cryptonairz in September, we posted so many projects that went up. I think it's over 35 or 40,000% when you combine all of the projects that we posted. It's been insane. I can't even keep up with it myself because there's so much information in there. If you need help, there's a 7-day free trial down in the description. Come join us. 100 people have joined in the last 45 days. And out of those 100, those people have stayed around in the community and actually went on to start paying because we bring exciting deals. Zai Games was one of the biggest node projects, or gaming node projects, that launched in December. One node was $300. Okay, we did an event inside of the community. People that bought those nodes now are trading for $2,500 each a month later. And your airdrop, you're going to get 1,600 free tokens from that airdrop that'll pay for your node. So you're basically you got a free node. You're getting free money every single day, and those are the opportunities that we bring our customers in the Cryptonairz Discord. All right, so Vanek just bought $72.5 million worth of Bitcoin to seed their Bitcoin ETF. Here it comes. The money is coming. Are you ready? New: Grayscale has just filed its completed S3, setting its fee at 1.5%. Guys, we are here. We are ready. Is the SEC going to approve the Bitcoin ETF? Will it send us to the next chapter of the crypto market? I sure hope it does. And where are we going this next bull market? I think we could reach an $8 to $10 trillion market. If FOMO really kicks in, we could see a 12 to 14 trillion. But honestly, I'm okay with either 8 to 10. 8 to 10, I would be doing very well. My community would be doing very well, and so would you. And hey, you are here. You are early. You get all of the credit. Take a bow. You've done the hard work. You've done the research. Now it's time to make those life-changing gains. I'll see you next time. Aloha.